Okay, today I'm talking about racial entanglement. I'm reading one story from this Jet magazine, and the date is August the 12th, 1964. It's just this one story, the paragraphs from Ebony of 1962. Okay, in this story, it states a white blonde, 18, says the exploiter made her hustle. A 27-year-old Detroit man, Leroy Wilson, was accused in court of pandering by an 18-year-old white blonde who said Wilson induced her to hustle for him for 2 nights and then gave her only $2 of her $50 earnings. The golden haired girl testified that Wilson persuaded her to turn prostitute after the two had sexual relations together. And that's that story. Uh, Troy made a hustle. The blonde Troy made a hustle. Okay, that's that story. And now I'm gonna continue reading from Ebony magazine 1962, a historical study by Lemon Bennett, Miscegenation in America. That's October 19. And this is paragraph I'm continuing. And it states in the 1898 divorce petition, a Virginia white woman complained that her husband has deserted me and is now in the city of Richmond or its vicinity with a colored woman in a state of open adultery. Another woman, the mother of 4 children, complained that her husband had eloped with a commonly slave girl named Cynthia, and to facilitate his purpose, he stole a horse from the said Robert Huffman to carry the woman and her baggage. The man was captured and sentenced to 3 years in jail for stealing the slave woman. He got 4 years for stealing the horse. A Tennessee wife told the court that her husband was in the habit of sitting by the fire with Polly after the laborers in the shop had gone to bed. Of lack spirit and substance was the complaint of a South Carolina wife. Her husband, she said, cohabited with his own slave, by whom he had a mulatto child, on whom he lavished his affection, while he daily insulted the complainant and encouraged his slave to do the same. That at dinner one day he took away the plate from the complainant when she was going to help herself to something to eat, and said when he and the negro had dined she might. Burning with love and paternal feelings, some planters went to great lengths in efforts to stabilize a relationship with slave women. Many slave owners in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana freed their mistresses and their mulatto children and sent them to Ohio, Indiana, and Pennsylvania. So many mulatto children were settled in Ohio that these grew up at the Wawa Springs and other places. James Augustine Healy, the first Negro Roman Catholic priest in America and the first Negro American to become a Catholic bishop, was one of many mulattoes who received aid and encouragement from a white father. Born in Georgia in 1830 to an Irish planter and a mulatto slave, Healy was carried north in 1837 and placed in a Quaker school in Flushing, Long Island. He graduated from Holy Cross College in 1849 and was ordained a priest in 1854 at Paris Notre Dame Cathedral. Returning to America, Father Healy worked his way up the hierarchy and was named Bishop of Portland, Maine in February 1875. And I don't know if you can read those, but that was from the article. And it's not easy to read. And so you can see that there were many mulatto children, many of them mulattoes from slaves. So even though they treated slave women sometimes good, it is still a bad thing. And there's black people who praise that. They say, oh, look, they won something. No, it was a loss. Any way you look at it, it was a loss. It was a loss. No matter if he treated her good, married her, or freed her, it was still a loss from the way I see about it. To cohabitated with those things was not a good. Even through the black slave won women won their freedom, they did something unnatural, and they are still doing something that's unnatural even today. And now they're doing it just for the thrill of it, for the sickness that's in their mind, in their heart, and in their soul, knowing they know